in the heart of the old village of Umuaka, where the cockcrows sounded like music and gossip traveled faster than wind, there lived a man who made one mistake every man feared. He wanted a quiet wife, but he married his match. And what followed became the most talked about story in 3 kingdoms. Once upon a sunny afternoon, when the air smelled of roasted maize and palm wine, a tall man named Obieze walked into the village square wearing pride like a new rapper. Obieze was handsome, strong, and as proud as a peacock at sunrise. He was known for one thing: his love for peace and silence. My brother, people would say, you love quiet like a tortoise loves his shell. And truly, Obieze hated noise. He didn't like women who argued. He didn't like markets full of chatter. He didn't even like roosters that crowed too loudly. So when it was time for him to marry, he made an announcement that shook the village. He stood in the middle of the market square, chest out, and said, I, Obieze, son of Nana, will marry only a quiet wife, a woman who speaks when spoken to, a woman who knows her place. The women gasped, the men laughed, and the palm wine tappers whistled. One old woman, Mama Ejimofor, shook her head and muttered, be careful what you wish for, my son. Silence can hide thunder. But Obieze didn't listen. He just smiled and said, thunder or not, I want peace in my home. Days turned into weeks. Every girl who came to greet Obieze was tested. If she laughed too loud, rejected. If she argued about food, rejected. If she greeted his mother too excitedly, rejected, until one fateful day, Obieze heard about Ngozi, a calm and soft-spoken beauty from the neighboring village. They said she never raised her voice. They said she walked like a queen, but spoke like a dove. They said even her shadow was shy. Obieze's heart danced like a drum. That is my wife, he declared. He went with his people to seek her hand. Ngozi's parents agreed, and soon the wedding drums echoed through the hills. The whole village came to see the quiet bride. Ngozi barely smiled, barely spoke, just bowed gently to everyone. Obieze said with joy, this one will never give me headache. Oh, how wrong he was. The first few weeks of marriage were peaceful indeed. Ngozi moved like air, cooking, sweeping, greeting softly. Obieze was proud. He would boast to his friends, you see, my wife is the calmest woman alive. No shouting, no gossip, no wahala. But behind those gentle eyes, Ngozi was studying, observing, learning every weakness Obieze had. Because you see, Ngozi wasn't just quiet. She was intelligent, patient, and strategic. She knew her husband's pride was bigger than a yam barn. So she waited until the day he mocked her one time too many. One evening, Obieze hosted his friends for palm wine. As they drank, he began to brag as usual. My friends, he said, beating his chest, if you want peace, marry a quiet wife like mine. She doesn't talk back. She doesn't even ask questions. Women like that are blessings. They all laughed. Then he called out, Ngozi, bring us more palm wine. Ngozi came, bowed slightly, and poured the wine silently. But as she turned to go, one of Obieze's drunk friends laughed and said, your wife is too quiet. My brother, are you sure she's not pretending? Obieze smiled. Pretending? Never. If you like, shout at her. She won't even blink. The friend stood and shouted, Ngozi! She froze, turned slowly, and said in a calm voice, yes, my father. The men laughed. Then Obieze added proudly, even if I insult her now, she will just smile. He turned to Ngozi and said, you see, you're as dull as a goat that forgot how to bleat. The men burst into laughter again. Ngozi smiled softly, but her heart turned to stone. That night, when Obieze slept, She stared at him in the dark and whispered, "So, I am dull. Tomorrow, I will show you the wisdom of silence." The next morning, Ngozi woke up before dawn. She cooked his favorite yam porridge, fetched water, cleaned the house, but she didn't say a word, not even good morning. When Obieze spoke, she just smiled. When he asked questions, she nodded. When he demanded an answer, she pointed to the sky and hummed softly. By afternoon, Obieze was losing his mind. He shouted, "Ngozi, are you deaf?" She smiled. He yelled louder, "I'm talking to you." She simply blinked. By nightfall, Obieze was pacing the compound like a madman. He ran to his mother, crying, "Mama, something is wrong with Ngozi. She doesn't talk anymore." Mama came and asked, "My daughter, what is it?" Ngozi smiled and whispered, "He said he wanted a quiet wife. I am giving him peace." Mama burst into laughter so loud that even the goat stopped eating. "My son," she said, "you have finally met your match." Soon, the story spread across the village like wildfire. Women laughed at Obieze. Wherever he went, palm wine tappers would tease, "Obieze, how's your quiet paradise?" Even children sang songs. Obieze wanted peace. Now he speaks to himself. For weeks, Ngozi didn't speak a full sentence. She only hummed and smiled, peaceful but terrifying. Obieze tried everything. He bought her gifts, begged, even went to the village dibia, native doctor. The dibia told him, "A quiet woman's silence can shake a mountain. You mocked her spirit. Go and beg properly." So Obieze knelt before Ngozi, sweating like a goat under the sun. "My wife, I was foolish. Please, talk to me again." Ngozi looked at him, smiled sweetly, and said her first words in weeks, "Talk is expensive. From now on, you must earn every word I say." The entire village laughed for months. From that day on, Obieze changed. He stopped boasting, he stopped mocking, and he started respecting his wife like a queen. Because he learned the truth. A quiet woman is not weak. She just chooses her moment to roar. And when she does, even thunder bows. So, my friends, remember this. Never mistake gentleness for foolishness. Even the calmest river can drown a proud man. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, because every week we bring you African stories that make you laugh, think, and learn. Like, comment, and share this story. Because somewhere out there, another Obieze is still searching for his quiet wife.